What's going on YouTube? This is Austin Hustles, and today I'm going to be talking about some things I wish I knew before I started reselling on eBay. Now, I've been reselling for about 7 months. I started back in May of 2019, and I can say that I've done pretty well for myself. And so I keep track of all of my income and expenses over on Google Sheets, and in those 7 months I have made $859 total. And also in that 7-month period I spent about $630 on sourcing, shipping, and fees. But I know that does sound like a lot of money. If we take a look to our shelf right here, we still have a lot of items, and everything on this shelf, if I check my eBay account, if everything on that shelf sells, I would have $630. So eventually when everything on the shelf there does sell, I will make that money back, even though I am positive in my reselling business, but it's only like $200 something positive. But it's a waiting game. I just gotta wait for all this stuff to sell, and I'll just be making more money. And keep in mind, I don't do this full time. I do this like once or twice a week. I just pick up some items from garage sales, thrift stores, and my goal for 2020 was to go sourcing more so that I can get these numbers up, because obviously doing this for 7 months and only getting $200 profit, I feel like I can get that a lot higher if I just keep my hustle going. But anyway, just to give you guys a whole insight on my eBay account, that's pretty much everything with it. But that leads us right into the first thing, which is only buy things that are in demand unless you are willing to wait. There's a lot of stuff on my shelf here that I've been waiting to sell for months. And I picked it up thinking it was a good buy, but what I didn't do is I didn't recognize that these items were going to sell after a long period of time. The picture you're seeing on your screen right now is a M&M's oversized mug that I picked up from Goodwill for like $3, which I would never do now, by the way. The reason I picked it up is because when I checked sold listings, there was one that sold within the past week. What I should have done was check the sold listings just over time. I just saw one that was near the date that it was, and I thought, wow, this is selling, so I picked it up. But it was a once in a blue moon type sale, and that week just decided to be the blue moon week, and that's when it sold, but pretty much it never sold after that, and that's why it's still sitting on my shelf. Will it sell eventually? Probably, but it's going to take a lot longer than I anticipated. And if you're a new reseller and you anticipate something's going to sell quickly and it doesn't, then that's going to get you really unmotivated, and I don't want you guys to quit because of that. And if you guys want a good example of supply and demand on eBay, here's a screenshot of some wireless guitars for the Xbox 360 for Guitar Hero. Basically 3 sold today. There is a demand for them, so I would pick this up if it was under like $8. If you guys want a good example of supply and demand on eBay, here's a screenshot of some wireless guitars for the Xbox 360 for Guitar Hero. Basically 3 sold today. There is a demand for them, so I would pick this up if it was under like $8. And I did pick one up. I actually have one right down there. I picked it up for $2 at a garage sale, or no, picked it up for $2 at a flea market. It had an offer for $60, but then the buyer canceled it. But I know for a fact that it will get another offer within the next week. Like if you know an item's gonna sell quick, then maybe you can dish out like an extra $1 for it. But if you check and it's not selling like pretty recently or just at all, I wouldn't put a lot of money down to it. Like I probably wouldn't put $3 or more into that item. And sadly, that's what I did. When I was a new reseller. I bought a lot of items that I didn't know would sell quickly, and that pretty much contributes to why I have such a big death pile to the left of me, and why my expenses are so high, because most of those things did not sell. This is a prime example of something I should not have picked up at a garage sale. It's this Yoda like plush throw with a little blanket, and basically I bundled this up with 2 vintage Barbie dolls. I think I got all 3 of them for like $8. So that puts this Yoda at, can't do math, like $2 something, and pretty much I still haven't sold it yet. I have it up on eBay right now for $5.99 plus shipping. I've only got one watcher, but the watcher's been there for months, so they're probably not gonna buy it. I thought this would sell just because it had the Kohl's tag here, but as I soon realized, Kohl's stuff doesn't sell too well. I could have easily pulled out my phone at that garage sale and scanned this barcode or looked up what this was, and I would have seen that there were no others selling like this, and I obviously wouldn't have picked it up, and I would have just picked up the Barbies, which I've sold one of already. But yeah, just make sure you know what you're buying, especially if you're going to spend more than like $2 on it. Some things at garage sales I don't spend that much money on, and I take a gamble, like I spend 50 cents or $1, and I don't know if it'll sell, but if it does, then I'll make a little bit of money. If it doesn't, then I wasted a quarter or two. Oh well. This baby right here I picked up for 33 cents in a bundle of plush toys I've got in my very first Trash to Treasure episode, and it finally sold for $6, $5.99 to be exact, plus shipping, and it was like 5-6 months it took for this to sell, but it finally did. But I only paid $33, so I wasn't that mad about having it on my shelf because I didn't spend that much money on it to begin with. But pretty much I wish I would have known more about supply and demand when I started eBay, because then I might not have all this stupid stuff I have here on my shelf, and it would have saved me a lot of money. Now, another thing I wish I would have known when beginning as a reseller was, just because you're at a thrift store or a garage sale doesn't mean you have to buy anything. Now, I wasn't like this a lot at garage sales, mostly because if I didn't like something at a garage sale, I could go to another one. But here in my area, I don't have a lot of thrift stores. They're like really far away from each other, and especially when I was starting, I was really uncomfortable with driving because I just got my license. So I only stuck to like 1 or 2 thrift stores.